Well, Ruth Odinga explodes in Kisumu at the Seme MP's father's burial in Lidore, lecturing both Orengo and Wanga, the Linda Mwananchi rally team and the Linda Tumbl team. Why do you think Ruth Odinga exploded? Well, she clearly states she is neither in one-term or two-term camp or in Linda Tumbo Group or Linda Mwananchi rally. Rather, she is in Raila Odinga's camp. Why do you think she actually exploded this way? Let us dive into it. Well, welcome back to our channel. Press your subscribe button for more bulletins on Royal News, the channel where you get all your trending bulletins.
Two-term, I am in what you call term Raila Odinga, not also in one term or two-term. I am in what you call term Raila Odinga. And that's what people don't understand. Raila Odinga has left us with a legacy. And if we want to be good people, we should come together. The one-termers and the two-termers. We must build one ODM. Call Orengo, call oburu, call all these people and sit with Bishop Kodia. Bishop Kodia, you're the one I talk to. Sit with Onginjo, sit with Bishop Okoth and all the senior clergy and see how you can bring these people together. Put a mediation team that can support this process. Secondly, I want to appeal to our trustees like Wako. Don't sit on the fence. Wako Gumo. You are the people here. Bosire and all the senior people who are in this party. Come out, sit together with this clergy and let us see how we can bring back this party. We can go nowhere with these two factions. That is the truth of the matter. Torome, uko wapi? Lokopir, uko wapi? Mumingaru, don't sit on the fence. You are friends of Raila. If Raila's party is going bad, rudisha kila mtu kwa meza. Kujeni tuongee, turudishe hii party, ikuwe party moja, tusaidiane and see how we can move forward. Castigate me when you see me speaking to Orengo. I also speak to Wanga. So why should you castigate us? Because I want people to come back together. What is wrong? Wewe urulingo, don't fit in Linda ground. Linda ground and Linda wanaishi. Raila was Linda ground and Raila was Linda wanaishi. Adiabo mimi ni Linda ground na Linda walipata. Kama I was already with Linda ground. I'm one of the only women who has been vying. Sijapewa certificate ya party. So I'm Linda ground. Nyinyi kujeni kwa Linda ground na Linda wanaishi, tukae pamoja na to make sure that this party is going to go on. Otherwise, we are going to lose. There's no table. There's no table we will go when we are not one united ODM.
Now, Ruth Odinga actually has a point. With the divided ODM, do you think they are going to yield? Definitely not, because Ruto is looking for re-election come 2027 and the support of ODM being Raila's legacy that has ruled for 20 years. Definitely, it's a big party, one of the biggest parties in Kenya, and he is looking for their support. But ODM is divided into two. We are looking at Oburu Odinga and Sifuna rivalry. How far is this rivalry going to go, and what are the effects of this battle between Sifuna and Oburu Odinga? We are looking at Sifuna with all the supporters of ODM and Oburu with just the structures and party leadership title, whom Ruto is actually relying on for support come 2027. When it comes to negotiations, definitely whoever has the numbers has the biggest say. And we are looking at ODM now, an orange that is almost not an orange, because all the supporters are rallying behind the Sifuna and Linda Mwananchi rally. Now, Ruth Odinga actually lost her cool and exploded lecturing Wanga and Orengo, who were both present, Orengo in the Linda Mwananchi rally and Wanga in the Linda Tumbl group, who are in the broad-based. Remember, Raila Odinga left the broad-based supporters like Wanga, Junet Mohammed, Abdus Wamad, Mbadi, Opio Wandai, and Joho, who are in the government. Okay, so they are the ones pushing Oburu Odinga into the broad-based agreement, which Sifuna said they had some differences, and when he decided enough is enough and he's going to get out because Raila told them they need to field a presidential candidate come 2027. There is no way he told them beyond 2027 they are going to be in support of William Ruto. This is where they differ, and they didn't have any negotiations because Oburu is kind of obsessed with the broad-based alliance. But what do you think? Is Ruto going to develop another strategy that will get him re-elected come 2027? We are looking at Mount Kenya. Probably he has started shifting his direction back to Mount Kenya and trying every possible way to actually get the support of Mount Kenya. ODM is divided into two, and with the divided ODM, do you think he is actually going to get his re-election with the sum of the ODM supporters in broad-based and the largest percentage chanting one term like the opposition? Ruto definitely needs a strategy, and this strategy is not going to be a simple one. He needs supporters and allies who are going to see him through his re-election for a second term. Now, if ODM really lags behind a little bit, what do you think is going to happen? Are they going to lose out on the negotiation table? Because when it comes to negotiation, the supporters really matter. Whoever has the numbers definitely has the say. And if they don't have the numbers, since the numbers are gone with Sifuna, what is going to also happen? We are looking at possible solutions for ODM and their outcome, their impacts on the division of an ODM as a political party. Do you think there is a possibility that Oburu will ever control Sifuna, or Sifuna will come back and support the re-election of William Ruto come 2027? Well, it's kind of tricky. It is called politics. The games, the interests, and the support someone to get something in return, and the effects of not supporting William Ruto come 2027. What is he going to do if ODM does not reunite together as one? Can Ruth Odinga unify ODM like Raila Odinga did in his days? The controller of the empire, the mega empire. Can he actually manage to convince Sifuna, Babu Owino, Orengo back into ODM and bring back all the supporters to rally their support behind William Ruto's re-election come 2027? Or is Ruto going to lose out and focus his direction in Mount Kenyan region? But will Mount Kenyan region let Ruto in? Well, it is called politics. The difficulties, the challenges that Ruto is going to face for his re-election if ODM does not reunite, bringing the supporters back together as one and stop supporting the opposition narrative one term. Well, stay tuned to Royal News for more news updates on the wrangles of ODM on Royal News, the channel where you get all your trending bulletins. JD Ishmaels.